on, you guys? It's your boy Alex West Collects here, bringing the most in-depth action figure reviews here on YouTube. And today we're taking a WWE Mattel Ultimate Edition Series 23 featuring LA Knight, Rey Mysterio, and Dominik Mysterio. If you are interested in adding any of these figures to your collection, head over to ringsidecollectibles.com. When you guys shop, use promo code FORLIFE. It will save you 10% off your order at checkout. So we got the brand new Ultimate Edition set. Let's take a look at each figure individually in their box. LA Knight looks pretty awesome in the box, I will say. I'm curious to see how he stacks up versus the Elite figures that we have been getting, but it looks like he's got a little bit of a bigger torso as far as the Ultimate. I am noticing a little gappage around those arms, so hopefully when we get him out of the box, he'll be a little better in hand, but comes with a ton of accessories. You get 3 heads, you get the sunglasses, the vest, a microphone, you get the pointing hands, the mic open holding hands, as well as the LA Knight hands, and plus a t-shirt. You get your standard style Ultimate Edition box here with the white outline in the front, LA Knight nameplate, Ultimate Edition logo. On the side, you'll see the nameplate. On the other side, you'll see the image of LA Knight. Yeah! On the back, you will see the figure photography as well as the image of LA Knight with some stats. If you guys want to take a look at the little read up here, you can pause and do so. Let's come back. We're going to look at Rey Mysterio next. Rey Mysterio, based off of his WrestleMania 39 match versus Dominik Mysterio. It's crazy that we're getting 2 figures as Ultimates from the same WrestleMania, but very different looking Rey Mysterio from what we're used to getting. You will see he does have the very unique attire that he wore during that match. I'm sure it was very special for him to fight his son at one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time. You'll see he does come with a interchangeable head, a vest, and just a set of hands. A little light, but I'm sure the deco on this figure did probably cost Mattel a lot, and that's maybe why we're getting not as much accessories as we're used to with the Ultimates. I will say the other figures do come stacked, so maybe that's a reason for Rey having looks a little light, to be honest, in the box. But again, you get the white outline in the front, Rey Mysterio nameplate, the Ultimate Edition logo, nameplate on the side, the image of Rey Mysterio, and on the back you'll have him flying against Dominik. I love that they have the actual stadium for WrestleMania 39 on the box. Get the image of Rey here, the little read up. If you guys would like to pause and do so, you can do. And let's come back. We're going to look at the last figure in the box, which is Dominik. Here's a look at Dominik Mysterio in the packaging. I was actually at this WrestleMania. This is the one where Mattel invited us out to the Mattel Designer Center to check everything out and see how everything is made. And when Dom made his entrance at this WrestleMania, it gave me the chills. Like, dude, he came out with the sirens, the car had the handcuffs, and that can all be reenacted with this Ultimate Edition figure. You'll see he does come with 3 interchangeable heads, the jacket, the interchangeable hands, and the handcuffs. So looking forward to see how he compares with the other Doms that we have gotten from Mattel. For the box, you'll have the Dominik Mysterio nameplate, as well as the Ultimate Edition logo, nameplate on the side, the image of Dom on the other side. On the back, you'll have the figure photography of him facing off versus his father at WrestleMania, as well as the image of Dom here with some stats. You can pause for the read up here if you'd like so. But enough chatting. Let's start reviewing some figures, and we're going to start off with LA Knight. All right, so we got LA Knight out of the packaging. Let's look at all the accessories that are included. So hands-wise, you get a set of the pointing fingers. You also will get your LA Knight hands that we did see with the most recent Defining Moments figure. And this figure shares a lot of similarities with that said figure here. You also will receive the WWE microphone. You will receive this nice stretchy shirt. It says, "Let me talk to you, LA Knight." We'll zoom in a little bit so you guys get a better look. I love these stretchy shirts, especially for the Ultimates. You got the LA Knight logo on the back. That looks freaking sick. Additionally, you get the vest, which looks to be pretty much the same as the Defining Moments figure for the most part. You can see a little sloppy paint here, applications, unfortunately, but looks nice. Does have that kind of metallic silver on there. Looks really good. Has the yeah down here with the LA Knight logo. You also do get a set of sunglasses, which will complete your LA Knight to hide your hideous head sculpts, I hate to say. But let's move on to the heads first. So you get this kind of like goofy looking smile here, which is okay. I think this is the newest head that we are getting for this Ultimate. We do have the original head that was released with the first Elite, as well as the head that came with the Defining Moments. So I don't know. I don't see LA Knight here. Just correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know what you guys think. I don't see it. I don't see the likeness. I feel like these heads are really bad. To me, the basic head is still the best head made. If you guys want to swap the heads out. So we got the smiling skin. You do have the kind of smirking skin. Damn, this is a little tight to get in there. Get the smirking skin on there, which looks okay. And then you got the kind of like yelling skin, which I guess once you put the glasses on all these, it probably will cover up a decent amount here. That looks a little better. Yeah, it looks actually a lot better. I don't know what it is with these heads. I mean, even the hair, I just feel like it doesn't have the best kind of sculpting detail to LA Knight. You want to throw the glasses on him here. And you get a... Looks way better with the glasses. So I don't know, man. That's kind of crazy. So I guess the saving grace here is if you do kind of cover up the head a little bit with these glasses, they will really kind of, I guess, bring out more of LA Knight. I think that's my least favorite head out of the set. But let's move on with the figure here as we get these glasses out of the way. He finally does have the chest hair. I don't know about you guys, sometimes every time they use this kind of design for the splatter like chest hair, it looks like bugs on his chest moving. I just don't really like it. I prefer more something like when we have like our Seth Rollins Elites. I know that's nitpicky, but even with the Jake the Snake figures, I was never a big fan of this like sprinkled on chest hair, but at least he has it, right? The tights, or excuse me, the trunks, he does have the LA Knight logo with the red and the black. This looks pretty nice here. Take a look at the back. You'll see it says Knight. And then a silver detailing. He does have the white wrist tape on one side, the black wrist tape on the other. He does have one black elbow pad. The black knees, again, I feel like his legs are too skinny. I will say the torso looks better because it's a little bulkier than his Elite, which we'll compare. But I love his shoes. So these are supposed to be like the Jordan 11s. They look so nice and clean. These came out really nice. You will see it says LA on the back, on the side here. Kind of that look for like the patent leather for those Jordan 11s if you guys are sneakerheads. So that looks really nice. Let's run through some quick articulation. The head will fully rotate. You do get the arms go fully around. You got the butterfly joint here. The bicep cut, like I said, there is a little bit of a gappage. If you are noticing, this was an issue on a lot of older Mattel Ultimates, and I feel like this is kind of coming back here. Double jointed elbows. The hands will fully rotate and hinge. You get the diaphragm joint. Get the waist swivel. He does have the drop down hips. Kicks up pretty well. Let's see how he does the splits. Really good. I feel like I've been running into a lot of issues with Mattel Elites lately where the legs don't really want to move. This articulates well. He does have the pinned legs, if you guys can see that there. He does have a thigh cut. Again, double jointed knees. Does have the boot cut. I wonder if this is the new articulation on the boots. I don't know, but this feels really smooth and nice. You can see how it connects here. It looks a little different, so maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe someone can kind of point that out if that looks different, but this moves a lot better and just feels a lot more seamless in hand actually. So it looks pretty good here with these boots. I totally forgot to do this in the last segment, so I'm going to do it now. If you were curious to see what LA Knight looked like with all of his accessories on, it definitely pluses his figure up. I do like the shirt with the vest and the glasses, like I said, does cover that ugly head sculpt up. One thing I'm noticing with the heads, though, they are a little bit of a darker skin tone than the actual body. I don't know if that's going to come up here, but you can see that the arms are a different skin tone from the face was what it looks like. I don't know if they were trying to give him a little bit of a tan on the heads, but I did want to point that out as well. For your LA Knight comparison, so left we have the Elite 108 figure. On the right, we have the basic 141. I still think this head sculpt is the best LA Knight head sculpt that we've gotten. If you guys want to see all of these heads together versus the others, I mean, it's not even close. You will see the size of the torso on the original Elite versus this new one. It is bulkier. He does have the chest hair, so I will give them props for that. Like I said, the arms, I feel like the gappage is just a little annoying, but even the skin tone, does it look to be a little darker on this one? The skin tone is different, but without a doubt, it is also different on the basic, and I have to do this, right? I got to see how this head looks, even though the skin tone does not match, and this is the fun part with Mattel figures, and it doesn't look awful. I had to half it, to be honest. I feel like if you really push it down, he's got the no neck syndrome, unfortunately, so if you kind of half it on there, it doesn't look all too bad. I feel like maybe that's the route I go. Even though the skin tone does not match. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. Skin tone is a little darker on the basic. It's a little loose too, again, because it's halved on there. But to me, this is still the best LA Knight head sculpt. Moving on to Rey Mysterio. So like I said earlier, he is a little light on the accessories. You will get those big Rey Mysterio gloved hands that we've seen over and over again with the different Elite figures. He does have the fisted hands on the figure. You do get two heads here. So you get kind of like an open mouth scan, which I think we've seen this kind of look before. Obviously, I think it's a different mask. And you can see the more straight face look on the figure itself. So some different options to play with for your Rey Mysterio here. He also does come with his vest, and we will zoom in here for you guys to get a better look. You can see the different details here kind of flapping out. Looks really nice. Kind of like an orangey red. It's kind of hard to describe. I want to say it's more orange, but you can see designs on the back. Look really nice. Plastic vest that we have seen before. It is a little stiff. Trying to get it off, but here's the tip. For you guys who are not aware, with the Ultimate Edition figures, the arms do pop off. That'll make it a little easier so you don't have to play too much with it, and you can just pop the arms right back in here, and we can take a look at Rey Mysterio's attire. And I think this is why he came with such little accessories. So there is a belt that is a free floating piece. It does Velcro on. I'm not gonna lie, it looks a little cheap if you ask me. It just looks like paper a little bit with a piece of Velcro on there, but it's okay. I guess this is what they had to do to kind of fit the gear. You can see a little bit of a string hanging off. I'll have to cut that off. But you can see the tattoo detailing otherwise looks pretty good. It is a painted torso, it looks like. You can see the armbands here that we are accustomed to getting with Rey, as well as these cuffs. I hope at some point these cuffs and the hand just become one molded piece, because they just would seem to fit a little better swapping on the hands that way. That's just my opinion. But you guys let me know down in the comments what you guys think of that. You can see the tattoo on his back. Again, he's got the orange and yellow singlet. More tattoo detailing here on the butterfly joints. With the other side of the arm, the other Rey Mysterio armband. And again, it looks really nice for the most part. I feel like I really do like the way this attire came out. Very toyetic. You can see the black with the question marks, all the different designs here. You can see his boots do have the stars. Take a look at the back of the ear. It looks really good for the most part here. There is a better look at the head sculpt. You do want to see the other head. Here it is. I think I like this head a little better. Let's pop it off for you guys to get a look at this other head on the figure body. So again, here are your options if you guys want to zoom out, get a better look at how that head looks like on this figure. Articulation wise, the head will fully rotate. You do get the arms to go fully around. There's a bicep cut. You do have the butterfly joints as well. Double jointed pinless elbows. The hands do rotate and hinge. You get the diaphragm joint, which feels pretty good in hand here. Waist swivel. He does the splits really well here. Again, he does have the drop down hips. Does kick up really good. He's got the pin legs. They are double jointed. There is a thigh cut. This actually articulates pretty well. You got the boot cut. As far as these are definitely, I think, different feet, man. I don't know, man. It's tripping me out because I don't want to give you the wrong information, but something about these feet just feel different on these Ultimates. He does have the toe articulation as well. So for the most part, this Rey is pretty badass. This is his third Ultimate that we've gotten from Mattel. So let's compare with the other Ultimates we have. For your Rey Mysterio comparisons, here are the other Ultimate Edition figures that we have received from Mattel. We have the Ruthless Aggression Ultimate Edition Rey with his WrestleMania outfit. Obviously, he's going to look a lot bigger because this outfit was just so ridiculous. We also do have the Amazon debut Rey Mysterio here on the right. You will see the new Elite Ultimate Edition 23 is pretty significantly shorter, I will say, than the other Ultimates. Also looks to be a little bit on the thinner side, which I think is a little more accurate. Not to say that these other Reys are out of scale, but I think this kind of does suit Rey as a smaller character. But all these figures look so damn toyetic next to each other. A few more Rey comparisons. So since this one was a little bit on the smaller side, I want to see how he stacked up with some Elite figures. So we have the Legends Rey Mysterio here. And you can see he's just a tad taller, which the Ultimate should be a little taller than the Elites the way they've been designed. And we also have the WCW Halloween Havoc Rey Mysterio, which I'm hoping gets a re-release as an Ultimate. But again, just to see how he stacks up with some other figures. The last figure we have for you guys here today is Dominik Mysterio. So I do have him all dressed up in his entrance gear. You can see the masked head on the figure. I do have the handcuffs on here as well, if you guys can see that. You can kind of put them over the hole and just kind of port the arms in there to kind of get that look if you want to go with that. But I guess while we're here, let's just take a look at all the accessories. So the hands will port out. And here are the handcuffs that you do get with Dominik Mysterio. But this is a new mold. It's a shorter handcuff mold. It'd be fun to use for a lot of your other figures. It is not as soft and rubbery as what we're accustomed to getting in the past here. Let's get his arms or hands back in here. We will zoom out and get resituated so we can get a better look at the rest of his gear here. So again, here is the masked head. And we will definitely get a close-up of that and all the other heads. But let's look at this entrance coat before we switch to his entrance gear. You'll see the little tabs here and the straps hanging off, the different designs. He does have pinned arms. You did notice that he's got some pins on here for the double-jointed arms for the jacket. There is some nice silver coloring here. Same on the inside here. You'll see the sleeves. Looks pretty cool. I do like the paint applications there. Some more detailing on the top. It looks really nice. You can see on the back it does have the wings. A little hood here, nice strap design. Looks pretty good. If you want the articulation with the coat on, we can definitely do so here. Let's zoom out to get a better view. So the head will fully rotate. I will say this head feels a little loose. I don't know, it sits a little high just looking on the figure. The arms will fully go around. You get the bicep cut. Double jointed pinned arms. The hands will rotate and hinge slightly here. You can see it kind of moving here with the actual figure. Articulation with the coat on. You can still move the waist, obviously. Diaphragm is a little more hindered because of the jacket. Kicking wise, can kick up about that much. You can kind of get the jacket out of the way, but we'll run through some quick articulation once we get all this entrance gear off. And removing the entrance gear, you can see his ring gear on underneath, but if you guys want to see the jacket off of the figure one more time, here it is. So I did leave the masthead on there. I just feel like if you guys can see it, it sits very high, and here are the other heads that do come with this figure. So you will receive this kind of like side smirking face here, and the kind of straight face that we have seen before. And of course, you get the Rey Mysterio masthead as well. This figure does have the mic open holding hands, so the fisted hands and the mic open holding hands are the only ones you get with this figure. But let's go ahead and remove the masthead. We'll go with the kind of pissed off look. And this one also seems to sit a little high. He's got a little bit of a giraffe neck. Dom is, I think, I looked it up, he's about 6'1" is his listed height, so we have seen this before. The Elite 105 and Elite 109 figures have used similar heads. And if you guys want to see the other head sculpt, we'll pop this on. And again, this one also doesn't look awful, but it's definitely noticeable that the heads don't sit as flush as you'd probably like. With the neck, he does have a little bit of a giraffe neck syndrome. But let's zoom in. We'll look at the rest of the gear, and we can kind of compare that with the other Elite figures that we've gotten. So you got the purple designs here with the white and the black. You'll see Dom's tattoos. He's got the black wrist tape on here as well. No detailing on the inside, but more, if you want to look on the forearm here, he does have hand tattoos as well. So nice attention to detail there. Mattel has been skimping out a little bit on tattoos. You got CM Punk with the no drug-free tattoos on some hands, and even some Seth Rollins figures not come with a tattoo on the back. So whether these are all 100% accurate, I couldn't tell you, but they do look good. Hopefully they didn't skimp out on any here, because the tattoo detail looks pretty good to me. Again, I don't know how accurate it is, but you can see his lower legs here. Has the DM on there. This pattern continues. It is very similar to the Elite 105 figure. You'll see the tassels here are free floating. He does have these black boots, and they got to be the new foot articulation. I'm going to call it here. You can see this definitely looks like a different boot design. I don't know if we've seen it before, but you can see how they kind of hinge down. They go up. There's toe articulation, and that ankle pivot just way more easier to rock, man. This looks pretty good. Hopefully this is sustainable over time, but it feels pretty solid. But back to the straps around here, you'll see a little more detailing. Take a look at the back here. More purple and black design. Just looks really good. I guess my only complaint so far really is that how the heads fit on the neck. We're into some quick articulation now with the entrance gear off. The head will fully rotate. The arms do go fully around. You do have the butterfly joints here. There is a bicep cut. You got the double jointed pinless elbows on this figure. The hands do fully hinge and rotate. Again, the diaphragm joint up top feels pretty good. His waist is a little fused, man. I don't really want to force it too much. I'm probably going to have to heat it, but his waist does not move on mine. He's got the drop down hips. He kicks up about that much. He's got the double jointed pinless legs. I don't know what the deal is with some are pinless and some are pinned, man. It's just like, you make up your mind. Even the entrance check, like they couldn't give us the actual pinless arms, but he does the splits about that much. There is, again, the thigh cut. You have the boot cut as well, and the new foot articulation where it hinges up and down with a toe articulation. Great rocker joint here. I really do like the added updated foot articulation, but you will even notice it here. Now I'm talking about the head, just how loose they are on this figure. Just kind of a little bit of a disappointment. Kind of kills it just a bit. For your Dominik Mysterio comparisons, we have the Elite 105 figure here on the left and the Elite 109 on the right. You will see, obviously, the Ultimate Edition is a tad taller. This head sculpt was reused here for the Ultimate Edition. You can see the difference, especially with this earlier Elite figure here. You will see that the head sculpt itself did not have the extra hair, and even now, his look is just so much more different. But if you guys want to remove the Judgment Day shirt off, you can compare, because the attire is somewhat similar. It's not exact, but you can see the purple and black design. You can see the difference between the kickers. No fringes hanging off of his boots here are on the kickers. See on the back, you'll see the DM. This one just has the plain black singlet. There's no actual detailing on it, so no need to take off that shirt. More of the prison type Dom. But I do think that this Ultimate is probably the superior figure. I do like the detailing to it, but you will see the actual head, how it sits with the Elites versus the Ultimate. The Ultimate does have a little bit of that giraffe neck. If you're curious to see what this father and son duo look like compared next to each other as Ultimate figures from the WrestleMania match, I will say Dom is probably a little too tall. Again, it's probably due to this, I keep repeating it, but this giraffe neck here. But size and scale-wise, you can see how they stack up with one another. one last quick comparison for you guys. So we have the Ultimate Dom with the Judgment Day here. It's kind of crazy that we're getting Ultimates for 3 out of the 4 remaining. So Dom has his, Rhea's getting hers with a ring. We are getting one for Finn and as well as Damian Priest. I don't think we'll see one for JD, but hopefully we get an updated Elite where he's at least wearing the purple and black gear. If you guys have enjoyed this video review, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this brand new Ultimate Edition set from Mattel. Will you be adding any to your collection or will you be passing? While you're at it, please don't forget to turn on those notification bells to stay tuned to the newest action figure reviews here on my channel. I'll be honest with you guys, Ultimate Edition Series 23 seems to be a little underwhelming in my opinion. I feel like the Ultimates don't have that special feel as they used to. This is one of the few times we're actually getting 3 current guys in the Ultimate Edition line. I know for a while we were getting only kind of like legends and flashbacks, but we're seeing more and more current guys. I was excited for the set, but some things I don't know, just felt a little more to be desired. So let's start off with Dom. That to me was probably the most anticipated figure from this wave. I like the gear. The head sculpts are okay. The entrance gear looks really nice, but just I'm a little disappointed on how these heads all fit on this body. I feel like they make them a little too tall. They're a little loose, and it just, I don't know. Like I said, I just feel like there's more to be desired. Just the aesthetic of it isn't quite how I anticipated. Rey is actually surprising to me. I thought I was really not going to be a big fan of this figure, but very toyetic. Love the color. It's like an orangey red. It just pops. I do like the masks. He articulates pretty well. I think this will be a fun one on your shelf. But I will say he doesn't come with a lot of accessories, and I don't know what else I would have wanted. So I guess they gave you pretty much everything you would need for this figure, but it just didn't have that ultimate feel to me, just in my opinion. LA Knight, I'll be honest with you, might be my favorite from the set, and that's with 3 lackluster head sculpts. I don't like the heads. I'm not a big fan of the gaps around his arms, but I do like the t-shirt design. I do like the vest. I love the boots on this figure. It looks really good. The gear is really nice. And I will say, as bad as the heads are, when you throw the glasses on there, there's definitely a better likeness to LA Knight. You get the interchangeable hands. To me, this has more of an ultimate feel. So does Dom than Rey, I will say. But like I said, I don't know. Something about this set just doesn't pop for me where I'm like, oh man, I'm so glad to have this in hand. Just that special feature that you get with Ultimates. Kind of similar when we got the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn set. It was just like, I don't know, something was missing. I will say that here. But if you are interested in adding any of these figures to your collection, head over to ringsidecollectibles.com. Use promo code FORLIFE to save 10% off your order at checkout. We have a ton more figure reviews coming. We have the brand new WrestleMania set. We have the Royal Rumble set. We have Elite Series 113. There's a lot of figures coming away, so make sure to subscribe and stay tuned to my YouTube channel. But before you go, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at AlexWestCollects. Thank you all again for your continued support. I'll catch you all on the next one.